welcome back. Welcome to a new program. Yes, I'm glad to see you here again because if you're here, then I know that you are becoming a regular student. Un alumno habitual, asiduo, alumno que todos los días sintoniza aquí con nosotros en Aprende Inglés TV y específicamente en este caso mi programa Vaughan en Vivo. And I'm very honored, me honra. I'm honored to have you here. I'm very glad you're watching. And I really, honestly want you to benefit from this program, which means I'm going to do the very best I can. It's not easy to teach English in such a way that different levels can benefit simultaneously. I try to teach at an intermediate level dynamically, and sometimes it depends on the students I have with me. Some of them seem to answer every question correctly. Some of them don't answer any correctly. That's good because it demonstrates to you and illustrates many aspects of the language that probably you need to attend to as well. To speak a second language perfectly, well, perfectly is impossible, forget it. Don't aspire to perfection. It's not a realistic aspiration. I've been studying I've been studying Spanish. I've been working on Spanish all my life, and I still don't speak Spanish perfectly. I can communicate perfectly, but I can't speak perfectly. It's interesting. Speaking a language, including your own language, is not necessarily connected to your ability to communicate. In Spanish, when you speak your own language, or if you're watching from Valencia, in Valenciano, or in Catalan, or in Gallego, or in Basco, or in any language, but especially in your native language, you have eloquent days in which you seem to say everything very well, and you have less eloquent days in which it seems to you that, oye, no me explico bien hoy, es que no doy ni una hablando en mi propio idioma. And so, it's clear that the knowledge of a language is not a free ticket to good communication. You know Spanish, se supone, perfectly. You knew Spanish practically perfectly when you were 5 years old. You could speak Spanish with more agility than I can speak Spanish now, after studying it for thousands of hours. But the fact that you know Spanish and can speak it fluently doesn't mean you're a good communicator. Are you capable of communicating with people and with groups in such a way that the people listen to you and act and react in line with what you want? Good communication skills are not easy to acquire, adquirir. En español, el verbo adquirir tiene una D al principio, adquirir. En inglés no tiene ninguna D. Empieza por C-A-C-Q, acquire, acquire, acquire. It's not easy to acquire good communication skills in your own language. So imagine how difficult it can be in a second language. But remember, you're never going to speak English perfectly, but you're perfectly capable of communicating perfectly if you master 3 elements. 3 elements. Element number 1, listening comprehension. You must gain an ability to understand well. Ahí sí admito perfeccionista. Si quieres ser perfeccionista, sélo con la competencia auditiva. Okay? I give you permission to be a perfectionist, but only with the ear, because the rest is impossible. Second essential element is confidence when speaking. Talk, speak, express yourself, and don't be afraid. Trata de evitar o de desterrar ese concepto del sentido ridículo que campa a sus anchas en este país. Okay, please. Try to find a way to eliminate the problem of miedo escénico, sentido ridículo, la vergüenza, etc., because it's not conducive to fluent speech. And it's un problema del coco, no es un problema del idioma. No. I have met many people que destrozan mi idioma, que lo hacen una carnicería auténtica, mi pobre idioma, dando patadas al diccionario uno tras otro, pero se expresan en inglés. Y yo prefiero eso a los que se queden callados por miedo a hablar, por miedo al error. So, if I have to take the two extremes, which extreme? I prefer el que chapurrea un inglés macarrónico sin miedo. I prefer that extreme to the other person who suffers paralysis by analysis. Analizando todo hasta quedar paralítico. Parálisis por excesivo análisis. So I prefer that. That's the second element. First element is your ear. Second element, confidence when speaking. Confidence, it's a psychological element. Don't be afraid. Talk. And in order to gain that ability, talk to the wall if necessary. Hello, wall, how are you today? You look nice today. You look better than yesterday. Inventando lo que sea o preparando un speech para la pared. Practice. And the third element is agility, agilidad. Siempre voy a la palabra ágil, agilidad. Agility with the basic grammar. Agilidad con los aspectos, los elementos que uno ve en el libro de principiantes, número 1, y en el libro número 2 para preintermedio. Esos dos libros contienen el 90% de lo que necesitas para hablar un inglés precioso. Yes. Do you understand me when I speak to you? Do you understand me when I try to explain to you what is necessary to speak English well? Many people, when they listen to me, they say, Richard, I love listening to you speak. And I say, why? Because I understand you perfectly. You're so eloquent. You speak with such impact. And I say, ¿y me entendéis a la perfección? I said, yes. You understand me perfectly, or you understand me perfectly because I'm using easy, basic English when I speak. And you say, ¿cómo es posible que a este le entiendo a la perfección? Y veo una película y no entiendo nada. Y sin embargo, este que le entiendo a la perfección también habla de forma elocuente e impactante. Moraleja, tanto en español como en inglés, si quieres ser elocuente e impactante, lo puedes hacer con los verbos y las construcciones del libro 1 y 2 para principiantes. You can do it. It's not difficult to be a good speaker with basic structures. You don't need to worry about esoteric, rebuscadas cosas. Don't. Basic structures is all you need. But you need to have la agilidad de un malabarista con esos estructura básica. Con un malabarista con solo 3 pelotas mantenidas en el aire. Y con eso, uno puede incluso impresionar con los juegos malabares que hace. Con solo 3 pelotas en el aire. Okay? So remember that. Keep it simple. It's not necessary to complicate your life with so many verbs and constructions. Make sure that you have agility. Eso es el elemento número 3. Listening comprehension. Confidence when speaking. Agility with the basic structure. And the basic structure is no more than 30 verbs and 3 verb tenses, present, past, and future. But learn it well, those. And then you can be very good and you can speak like me. I'm using vocabulary and verbs that you understand. You say, a este le entiendo a la perfección. But at the same time, I am eloquent and I speak with impact. So you don't need to have an opulent grammar, una gramática, un léxico opulento para hablar de una forma eficaz e impactante. Remember that, in Spanish too. In every language. Okay, so I have 2 friends here with me who I think you know. You've met on previous 1 or 2 classes in the past. I have Nacho on my left and Julian on my right. 2 guys, okay, 2 good friends. Nacho, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
Yeah, okay.
And you?
I'm tired. Ask me why I'm tired.
Are you tired?
Ask me why.
Why are you tired? Sorry.
I'm tired of giving sermons, sermoneando, siempre, see, okay? Yeah, aren't you? Do you think the people at home are tired of my sermons?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Yes.
Are my sermons interesting or boring?
I think it's interesting.
Do you understand them?
Yes, I do.
Do you understand them perfectly?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, and are they eloquent?
Yes, you are.
In very simple English?
Yeah.
So it's possible to be eloquent with very simple English. All right, good.
Yes.
Okay, ask Julian if he's happy to be here.
Julian, are you happy to be here?
Yes, I am happy.
Okay, good. Now, ask Julian what his wife's name is. Volviendo a un tema de antaño.
Julian, what is the name of your wife?
Está bien dicho, pero casi siempre se dice, what's your wife's name?
What's your wife's name?
Perdona.
What's your wife's name?
Yo estoy haciendo dos contracciones aquí. What's your wife's name? Repeat.
What's your wife's name?
Her name is Monica.
Okay, ask me what my wife's name is.
Sorry.
Ask me what my wife's name is.
What's your
Wife's?
wife's name? Is
My wife?
No, sorry.
No me los
I'm
tropees
sorry.
al final.
What's your wife's name?
My wife's name is Fernanda. Ask me what my daughter's name is.
What's your daughter's name?
My daughter's name is Andrea. Ask me what my son's wife is. Well, my son's wife. I mean, my son is not married. Ask me what my son's name is.
What is the name of your son?
Escúchame. Escucha esto y aprende. Ask me what my daughter's name is.
What's your daughter's name?
Her name is Andrea. Ask me what my wife's name is.
What's your wife's name?
Good. My wife's name is Fernanda. Ask me what my uncle's name is.
What's your uncle's name?
His name is Jack. Ask me what my father's name was.
What was your father's name?
His name was Tom. Ask me what my mother's name was.
What was your mother's name? What was your mother's name?
Okay, you're nervous because you're on television. My mother's name was Mary Jo. María José? Mary Jo. Ask me what my sister's name is.
What's your sister's name? Names.
¿Y por qué tienes la tentación de añadir is? What's your sister's name? Repeat.
Easy for you. What's your sister's name?
My sister's name is Nancy. Okay, my sister's name is Nancy. And ask me what... Oh, I've lost all my things. ask me what my dog's name is.
What is your dog's name?
Name. My dog's name is Spot. Okay, I don't have a dog. But ask me what my brother's name is.
What is the...
What's your brother's?
What is your brother's name? What is your brother's name?
Escúchame.
Yes.
What's? Eso significa what is. ¿De acuerdo?
Yes.
What's your brother's, con apóstrofe S porque es genitivo sajón, el nombre de tu hermano. What's your brother's name? Repeat.
What's your brother's name?
Okay, I don't have a brother. I only have a sister. Ask me what my cousin's name is.
What's your cousin's name? Cousin's name. Name.
My cousin's name is Karen. Okay, my cousin's name is Karen. Ask me where she lives.
Where she lives?
Where does she live?
Where does she live?
Live.
Where
we have a
does she
lot
live?
of work, Julian.
Where does she live?
Live. She lives in Texas. Ask me what city she lives in.
What city she lives in?
Falta el verbo auxiliar otra vez.
Where city do she lives?
What city
What city
does she live?
does she live in?
She lives in Houston. Ask me if she smokes.
Is she smoke?
Si están fumando ahora, no tengo ni idea. Ask me if she smokes.
Smokes.
Does she?
Does she smoke?
Smoke. Repeat the question.
Does
she smoke?
Does she smoke?
Does.
Does.
Esto. Does. No, does.
Does.
Does she smoke? Repeat.
Does she smoke?
No, she doesn't. Ask me if she lives in a big house.
Does she live in a small house?
A small house? I don't think so. I think she lives in a big house. Ask me if she travels a lot in her job.
Does she
Travel
in his job?
In his job or in her job?
In her job.
No, she doesn't. Ask me if she lives alone.
Does she live alone?
Live.
Does she live alone?
No te oigo bien.
Does she live alone?
Alone, no. Alone.
Alone.
No, she doesn't. She lives with her husband. Ask me if Nacho lives alone. Does?
Does Nacho live alone?
Alone.
Alone.
Alone. Yo siento tan solo. I feel so alone. Does she live alone? Does Nacho live alone? I don't know. Do you live alone?
Yes, I live alone.
You do? Okay. Ask me if my sister lives alone.
Does your sister live alone?
Live.
Live alone?
No, she doesn't. She lives with her husband. Ask me if my uncle lives alone.
Does your uncle live alone?
Alone.
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 Yes, he does. Okay. Ask me if he lives in Oklahoma.
And does he live in Oklahoma?
No, he doesn't. Ask me if he lives in Kansas.
Does he live in Kansas?
No, he doesn't. Ask me where he lives.
Where he lives?
¿Y por qué has abandonado el does?
Oh. Oh.
Where does he?
Where does he live?
Sin
he
la
li-
S al final.
He live.
Where does he live?
Where does he live?
He lives in Texas. Ask me if he lives in Dallas.
Does
Does.
does he live in Dallas?
No, he doesn't. Houston.
Does he live in
Does.
Does he live in Houston?
No, he doesn't. Ask me what city he lives in. What?
What does city?
What city?
What city does he live?
Live
He live.
in.
Live
Pon in al
in.
final.
Live in.
Good, repeat.
City, what city does he live in?
No, it's dos. It's does.
Does.
What city does he live in? He lives in San Antonio. All right. And ask me how old he is, Nacho.
How old is he?
He's 84 years old. Ask me if he's in good health.
Has
Ask me if he is, el verbo es to be. Ask me if
Is
he
he-
is in good health.
is he in good health?
In good qué?
Health?
Eso. Repeat.
Is he in good health?
In good health? Not the best in the world, no. Lately, no. He's not in good health. Ask me if I'm worried about my uncle.
Are you worried about your uncle?
A little bit. Ask me if I like my uncle.
If
Ask me if I like my uncle
do you like your uncle?
very much. Ask me if he is married.
Is he married?
Not now. Ask me if he is divorced.
Is he divorced?
No, he's not. Ask me if he is a widow. A widower, perdona. Joder, ¿qué
Is,
dice?
is he a widower?
Widower.
Widower?
Widow is mujer. Widower is viudo. Yes, he is. Ask me if he lives in the city.
Does he live in the city?
City?
In the
Yes.
city.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't live in the city. Ask me how far he lives from San Antonio.
How far does he live from San Antonio?
He lives about 20 kilometers from San Antonio. Ask me if he lives on a farm.
Does he live on a farm?
No, he doesn't. Ask me if he lives on a ranch.
Does he live on a ranch?
Yes, he does. Ask me how many hectares he has.
How many actors does he?
Actores? No, hectáreas.
Hectares.
Escucha. Ask me how many hectares. Hectares.
How many hectares
Does he?
does he has?
Does he kick?
Does he have?
Good. He has 40 hectares. 40 hectares. Okay. Ask me if he has any animals on the land.
Does he have any animals on the
On the land?
land?
Yes, he does. Ask me how many animals.
How many animals does he have?
Good. Fíjate en el does. Es tercera persona singular en las preguntas. Okay. En el presente. He has, I think, he has 4 cows, 2 horses, and 5 dogs. Okay. All right. And ask me if he lives there permanently.
And does he lives there permanently?
Okay, lives.
Does he live there permanently?
Yes, he does. Okay. And ask me if he has any friends near his ranch.
Does he any friend? Any
El
friend?
verbo lo has.
Does he has? Does he have any friends
Near?
near to the ranch? Or
Ranch.
Ranch
Near the ranch.
near the ranch.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. And ask me if he comes to Spain. Very often.
Does he comes to Spain? Does he come to Spain very often?
Very often?
Very often?
Very es con V, ¿no?
Very often?
No, he doesn't. Ask me how often he comes to Spain.
How often does he come to Spain?
Never. Ask me if he has ever come to Europe.
Does he ever
Ahora estoy remontando en su pasado hasta el presente. Ask me if he has...
have he ever been?
Tercera persona. Ask me if he has ever come to Europe.
Has he ever come
A Europa. To.
to Europe?
Punto. Repeat. Has he?
Has he ever come to Europe?
Never. Ask me why.
Why has he ever never come? No?
Prefiero
Never
que
came.
niegues sobre el verbo auxiliar. Why hasn't he
Why hasn't he come
ever come?
Why hasn't he ever come to Europe?
Okay. I don't know. He's never had the occasion. All right. Ask me if he speaks Spanish.
Does he speak Spanish?
Yes, he speaks a little Spanish. Ask me why.
Why does he speak Spanish?
Okay. Because many years ago, he had a lot of business with Mexico. Ask me what kind of business he had with Mexico.
What kind of business he had?
Did he have?
Did he had?
Did he qué?
Did he had? Did he have
Okay.
with Mexico?
Irrigation business, riego. Okay. Agrícola. Irrigation business. Okay. Ask me if he has an irrigation business.
Does he have irrigation?
Irrigation.
Irrigation, yeah.
Business?
Irrigation business.
Now he doesn't. Okay. Ask me how many years he had an irrigation business.
How many years
Did.
did he have an irrigation business?
Irrigation.
Irrigation business.
He had an irrigation business for about 40 years. Ask me if it was a successful business.
Did it was a successful business?
Did it was or was it?
Was it was it a successful business?
Yes, it was. Escucha la pronunciación. Successful
Successful
business.
business.
All right, yes, it was. Okay, now, but returning to Julián,
Okay.
we need to
Good.
finish the story. Okay, te dejo en paz un poquito.
Thank you.
Now, does Monica smoke, your wife? Does she smoke?
No, she isn't.
Does she smoke?
No, she's not.
Escucha. Does she smoke or doesn't? She does or she doesn't?
She doesn't.
Okay, now, does Monica live with you?
Yes,
She does.
She does.
Good. Does Monica have blonde hair?
No, she doesn't. She doesn't. She
Doesn't.
doesn't.
Uy,
Yes.
¿sabes, Julián? En tu caso tenemos que remontar a cero y construir. ¿Sabes? Remontar a cero y construir. Okay. Hay cosas básicas, okay, pero súper básicas. Does she work in the same company as you?
Yes, she does.
She does. Does she have two eyes?
Yes, she have.
Yes, she does. ¿Por qué has cambiado?
To
Does she have?
to
Escucha.
tener.
Does she have? Do you have? Do you? Does he? Do I? Have. Have es un verbo normal, como do you touch? Do you teach? Do you drink? Does Nacho drink? Now, does Monica have one nose?
Yes, she does.
Yes, she does. Does she have two ears?
Yes, she does.
Does she have perfect English?
She.
Yeah.
Yes, she does.
Really? Okay. Does she speak well?
Yes, she speaks well.
She speaks.
She speaks well.
All right, pues conviértela en tu profe.
Yes.
Okay. Empezando hoy. All right, but we're coming back. Pobre Julián, le voy a dar mucha caña hoy para que se mentalice, porque y Nacho también, no puede, Nacho no puede tirar la primera piedra, ¿A que no? No, he can't throw the first stone. But I'll be back, and I'll be back with Julián and with Nacho in just a few minutes, so please don't go away. No te alejes demasiado porque empezamos de nuevo en 5 minutos, ¿ok? Bye bye.